Sviatoslav Yurash is a member of the Ukrainian parliament. He was the spokesperson for President Zelensky during the campaign. Also an old friend of mine from my time in Ukraine back in 2014. Sviat, since we talked 2 days ago, I fear as though you look a little bit more tired, if that's possible. We're glad you're up with us. You heard from Kelly Meyer's reporting. The Pentagon can't confirm that Russians are targeting civilians. Does the Ukrainian government believe that the Russians are targeting civilians?
We had today, actually, Russians in Kiev fire a missile onto the heating station, distributing water over Kiev. I mean, we had actual civilians then in the queue in Kharkiv killed by missile fire. And we had those incidents happen we have video of Russians throwing grenades and shooting in the civilian crowd in the south of Ukraine that just gathered to push out the Russians without any weapons whatsoever. The point here is that evidence is plentiful of that sort of behavior by the Russian troops. But the reality is it is a people's war, and the Russians, when they are trying to take over Ukraine, have to take over all these people who are not willing to just lay down and let the Russians take over the country. So the reality is that in Ukraine, where everybody is joining in any way they can, Russians will be targeting anyone.
Yeah, we certainly know that the Russian doctrine is to beat a civilian population into submission. I'm wondering specifically, the brave Ukrainian resistance has been incredible. Certainly, nobody thought it would last this long. It continues to really slow the Russians down. How concerned are you all that the Russians have been able to connect the Crimea land bridge back up into Donetsk, where you and I were in 2014, and now seem to be able to be consolidating power all through the southern part of Ukraine?
They haven't. Actually, Mariupol still stands. Mariupol, the city in Donetsk region, which is basically a major port town, still stands. And as far as defenses of Odessa, they are basically building up. We basically in Kiev have to split time between defending and building up defenses of Kiev and pushing them out of the outskirts around Kiev. But in Odessa, they have a chance to truly prepare the defenses. They have been hit by the missile fire in plenty, but they had none that much of the Russian military forces attacking them at the moment. So the point here is that as far as the defense of South Ukraine, it isn't done yet by any measure.
You posted on Twitter today, Ukraine defends, Kyiv resists, the world watches, ? Tell us about your level of frustration and also your level of exhaustion as we move into day 8.
We are very thankful for all the help we're getting. We are putting those weapons that we're receiving from the Western world to good use in trying to beat back the Russian machinery and the Russian army, which is second biggest in the world. But the fact of the matter is that I don't know how many more images of destroyed civilian residential buildings or dead children or dead people around Ukraine the world needs to see to try and impose no-fly zone over Ukraine, for example, or actually bringing in some kind of force to try at least stabilize, at least control, at least provide safety in some parts of Ukraine where it's possible. Because the reality is that when you look at the matter of on the ground, Ukraine is in dire situation when fighting second world's biggest army. And as far as your citizens, they are signing up already. We have foreign legions forming, actually. I'm a bit involved with that process, and I can tell you that the reality on the ground is we are having many more of your citizens who are looking at the story, cannot truly stand back and try and look at the situation calmly. So the fact of the matter is the world is joining in one way or the other, but I wish your governments would do too.
Sviat, as you think about Kyiv, you still have that supply route that comes through into the southwest part of the city. The Russians have not been able to cut that off. How long do you all figure that you have to get weapons and supplies into Kyiv before the potential of them encircling the city and then just pounding you all with everything the Russian army has?
The reality is, again, the city of Kyiv is a city of millions. And the point is these millions are getting fast armed and basically building everything they can to try and resist. The point is that basically I spent plenty of days that passed me by, with getting the sandbags and with getting the anti-tank barricades, with getting hiding nets for the tanks, basically in trying to prepare the city for a full-on siege. As far as the western routes and the southern routes of the town, we are pushing them back out of small towns on the way. Today we pushed them out of 2 towns actually, and we destroyed the tank column.
Wow.
In that area as well. And the point is, again, we are keeping our town supplied.
All right. Well, our thoughts and our prayers, and I say that both as a friend and as an American, are with you. It's really incredible what you all have done and continue to fight against. Sviat, thanks for the time. As always, Godspeed.
Thank you very much.
All right.